Relation. Typically for these type of problems, we will have a transmitter that is connected to a coupler, connected to a transmission line that has a characteristic impedance, 50 ohms, into an antenna, which is matched to 50 ohms. Now the transmitter has a modulator that takes in a carrier signal and a modulating signal. Okay, the output goes all the way across to the antenna, but a small portion of the signal it is attenuated by a coupler, directional coupler, to be sampled by a spectral analyzer or an oscilloscope. Then we're given a carrier signal with some amplitude and some frequency, a modulating signal with some amplitude and some frequency, and we are asked to find the power levels at the antenna in watts and dBm. Okay, at this point, so that will be the full power. Okay, now we are also asked to display or plot the power levels as seen in the spectrum analyzer. Here we will do an spectra plot considering the coupling coefficient of the directional coupler. In this case, we're attenuating that signal by 40 dB. Also, we will be asked to find a modulation or to plot the waveform as seen on the oscilloscope. Okay, we need to calculate the ratio of what that 40 dB is for. Okay, and we also need to find the modulation efficiency N and find efficiency loss of the system. Okay, and lastly, to write a mathematical expression for the modulation signal. So we're going to break up this video into smaller chunks. First, we have a carrier which is given by some amplitude and some frequency. In this case is 10 megs, and a modulating signal that is given by some amplitude, that has some amplitude and has some frequency, in this case 10 kilohertz. Okay, so we need to break this up into some components that we can use. We want to call the amplitude of the carrier signal the voltage of the carrier. That is going to be equal to the peak value, which is going to be 300 volts. Also, the voltage of the modulating signal is going to be the peak value, 200 volts. And we also need the frequency of the carrier. We can write that over here. Fc is going to be 10 megahertz. 10.7 is equal to 1 times 10 to the 7, which is equal to 10 times 10 to the 6, or 10 megahertz. Then we have the modulating frequency, that is 10 kilohertz.